So friends, today we have a very special personality with us. She has left a very, very strong impact in my life and in the life of many, many people like me. वो एक बहुत बड़ी इंस्पिरेशन है, उनकी लाइफ एक बहुत बड़ी इंस्पिरेशन है और आप उनकी लाइफ जर्नी के बारे में जानेंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा कि हाउ यू कैन कन्वर्ट योर एडवर्सिटीज टू अपॉर्चुनिटीज and how you can inspire so many people with a small thing. So I welcome my teacher, my mentor, and one of the person I idolize,
and now a friend,
Miss Mridul Ma'am. We call her Mridul Ma'am, so I'll keep her calling Mridul Ma'am only. So most welcome to the show, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sparing the time.
Thank you so much.
मैम वैसे तो मैम बहुत हेजिटेंट थी कि मुझे इंटरव्यू नहीं देना है, और इंटरव्यू नहीं कहूँगा मैं इसको, कन्वर्सेशन नहीं करूँगी ये वाली, बट देन आई टोल्ड हर के बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो जानना चाहते हैं मैम आपके बारे में. मैं तो आई वॉज वन ऑफ द प्रिविलेज्ड फ्यू जो मैं आ गया और मैं बात हो गई. देयर सो मेनी मोर स्टूडेंट्स जिनको शायद आपकी लाइफ बहुत इंस्पायरिंग लगती है, आपसे बहुत इंस्पायर होते हैं, बट दे वांट टू नो अबाउट यू बट दे डोंट नो अबाउट यू. सो आई गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ इंस्पिरेशन फ्रॉम यू yesterday. आई थिंक देयर वाज सम things which you told which really made me believe that the life is much more to offer to us. So ma'am, how has been this journey of 32 years of teaching and touching so many students in various ways, and I don't know if you even know how much impact you have created in the life of each one of them.
So Vaidya, I hope the impact that I've created is positive.
Very positive.
Because see, when I started teaching 32 years ago, I was very young. I was 24 years old. So that time you don't behave like a teacher, no? You've just come in contact with kids who were maybe 4 or 6 years younger to you. So that time you don't consider that those qualities in you. Maybe now I consider, if now I was given that opportunity again for another 32 years, I could do a better job.
Well, I think you've done a great job. But do you know that you've impacted so many students in such powerful way? And wherever they are in whatever part of the world, they remember, you as a person who has really made them what they are today.
I'm so grateful to God Almighty that I have got this opportunity to create something positive in their lives. You must open my Facebook once. Yeah. It is full of the students only.
Yes.
So they keep sending requests and I keep accepting, and I remember and I feel so close to them. To know what is going on in their life, how they've changed their life. In fact, Vaidya, I take lots of workshops for teachers, teacher training I do. Yeah. So all my stories are full of my students only. So whichever workshop I go to, I tell them, that boy, name, this, so they remember. So my life actually is full of students.
Yeah. But ma'am, I must tell you that today you look much younger than your students. And I am one of them. Because if you go with your students, someone will think that you are a student and we are teachers. That's the kind of she has always been fit, and I think ma'am, in the school time we saw you as मैं आपको genuinely बता रहा हूँ, saw you as a strict teacher who is very particular and disciplined about the subject she is teaching, and she is very involved. But how were you portraying? क्योंकि अभी मैं बात करता हूँ तो you look very different person. तो उस टाइम आप क्या जानबूझ के थोड़ा सा स्ट्रिक्ट रहते थे? उस टाइम स्ट्रिक्ट थे या मतलब कैसा था वो?
See, Vaidya, like you are working with the corporate.
Yeah.
So when you are in office, there's a different, maybe inside you're the same. It's the same, purpose is the same. But to be with those people, you can't be hoo-ha, hee-hee all the time. Nobody will listen to you. Nobody will take you serious.
Yeah.
So in the class, you have to maintain that discipline so that there's a learning atmosphere. But the connection is different, no?
Yes.
At home also, I'm like a mother.
Yes.
If I'm always in that mode where nothing matters to you and in that lackadaisical or very casual approach, my child will say, this. She won't consider me like a mother, no? Like, you have to be a little scared also. So there are two ways, no?
Yeah.
Two ways.
Yeah. So she has balanced it very beautifully, ma'am. Ma'am, आपको as a teacher तो सबने देखा ही है. But would you like to share a little about the journey of your personal life and teaching, and how it has been? I think you've been with Dayanand for around 22
years.
And
yeah.
उसके बाद Sanavar, उसके बाद then you pursued some more hobbies, and you're still teaching in some way. And before that, you want to share the life journey. I mean, that will be really, really exciting for everyone to know. And
I hope it is. I hope it's not boring for all
it is
of you.
inspiring.
Because there's nothing very great about it. I had no Vaidya has magnified it so much and put in so much salt and pepper.
It is.
But it's very, very bland, let me tell you. I started teaching, that was again by accident. I had done my master's and my MPhil, and I got married very early, and I just wanted to have a blast. But I was put into the teaching profession, and then during the journey, then I realized, I have that in me. I have that passion to teach. So I was good at speaking. My knowledge of the subject was fairly good. I will not say brilliant. I picked up only while my teaching experience. Then in Dayanand, I got a very big opportunity because the principal there, Mrs. Shachi Kiran, had just started with CBS. And she believed in me. And so she gave me lots of opportunity, liberty to do whatever I want. And so I learned through that also. I took that as my stepping stone. That time I didn't think that this was going to be very powerful in the future. I was doing it for the present then. But later now when I look back, I feel that those opportunities that I was given then, they were the impetus to what I am today, later. And then for teaching in Dayanand for so many years and getting in touch, I'm so fortunate that I got so many students. And then I started feeling a little, that nothing's moving, stagnation set in. And then I took the plunge. I was at the peak of my career, 22 years, head of the department, and so many things. But I got this opportunity to work in the Lawrence School Sandhar, and I just grabbed it. And me and my daughter, we shifted. Pura bag and baggage. It was relocating for us. And me being a single parent, I faced this. I was divorced with a little child, but never ever thought that something is a deterrent. Nothing could stop me. And then shifted to the Lawrence School Sandhar. There I took it like fish in water. It was absolutely a different atmosphere. But I wanted to learn. And the very next year, I was made the house mistress.
Oh.
Though, it takes a very long time for people. They are in a queue that for the turn to become a house mistress. So probably that fire in my belly, that attracts everybody. कि हाँ भाई इसको दो काम ये करेगा. फिर उसके बाद again after 10 years in Sandhar, I started feeling that same thing. कि ये भाई अब वही होता है, round and round and round in a circle. Nothing's changing. You're not coming out. Then again relocated to Chandigarh. I joined my brother-in-law, me and my sister, both of us, we joined in. He has this company, Pet Turf. So that's for, it's adventure sports. It's an adventure sports company. And we take lots of trips for skiing and rafting and leadership training and trekking and lots of fun things. But as fate would have it, after a week when I shifted to Chandigarh, lockdown struck. And we were there, nothing to do at home. All trips cancelled, everything. I left a very fruitful job there, no salary coming in, nothing. But then again, if you sit, then you sit. But if you tell yourself, no, there's so much you can do. There's a huge lot of potential inside you, which you have to tap. So I started my online classes, which I'd never done before. And so that picked up. Then I started teacher training. I thought I've taught for 32 years and experienced so much, so many stories. I can inspire. I can give back to society, whatever I've learned. I started doing that, and how much I enjoy that.
So, ma'am, I think we'll talk about every phase, and there are so many inspirations which I get. So, let me start with some of the inspiration which I personally get. So, I just want to touch upon a little on your personal life.
Yeah, so it's like an open book, Vaidya.
We don't want to get into what happened, but since you were a single mother, and that time. Now it's still opened up, the society is too much liberal. That time we were living in a very orthodox society because when we were kids. and you were a single mother, and you were also teaching, and the kind of passion you were creating in the teaching was unmatchable. Plus, you were also, bringing up a kid, that was also responsibility. तो उस टाइम में आपकी लाइफ में आई एम श्योर बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस भी आए होंगे, टफ भी रही होगी, एंड स्टिल आपने कभी स्कूल में हमें सबको किसी को भी ऐसा फील नहीं होने दिया कि दैट यू नॉट गिविंग 100%, एंड आई एम श्योर दैट वाज मच मोर देन 100%. तो वो सब कैसे इन एडवर्सिटीज, दैट इज पर्सनल इंस्पिरेशन टू मी, कि इतना ज़्यादा एडवर्सिटी लाइफ में होती है और बहुत सारी चीज़ें बैलेंस करनी होती हैं, and फिर भी in a society which is not as supportive for all those things, and they will push you for other things, you have balanced everything so very well.
I hope I have.
You have.
So I think if I look back in those days, first of all, I'm very fortunate. I had a very strong family support. So they never told me, this is not the right step that you're taking. They always supported me. And they said, yeah, it's fine. It'll all work out. Nobody let me feel that there's something wrong. And I think I was again fortunate enough to be working in a school where I was surrounded by kids. So there was not a moment where you were alone. It would happen sometimes. I did face lots of setbacks. Even when I was alone for a moment, when there are no kids around, there's nothing to do. There would be tears rolling down my eyes. I still remember. But then there are kids when your mission becomes different than all those adversaries. They change into, it's, like poison changing into medicine. This is what happens. Then your mission has to be clear. It's like, the horse with the shutters. फिर अगर आप आगे देखते हो ना, फिर वो जो छोटी छोटी चीजें वो आपको फिर वो नहीं करती. So my mission was that I have to take care of my child. Nobody else is going to do that. They might be supporting them, but ultimately it's my responsibility. So that was one thing, and that kept me moving.
That is so profound. One statement which you made is that you convert this poison into a medicine, which is, I think, a lot of people are so vulnerable in their life कि वो कहीं ना कहीं वो उस स्टेट में
पॉइजन में ही अटके रहते हैं.
पॉइजन में अटके रहते हैं, या फिर उसको और ज़्यादा ख़राब हो जाती है. They get into the state of depression or some other anxieties. तो वो do you want to, वो मतलब वो कैसे हो पाता है? How do you do it so easily?
You have to tell yourself, Vaidya, I passed through this phase also, though I don't know whether there was a reason for it. I did get into depression for a short while, maybe 2 months. But I took myself out of it. See, the problem's also inside you, and the power is also inside you, So that power you have to tap. I feel that you are that microcosm in that huge universe. You have all those 5 elements, you have all the power of the universe. So you have to tap it. You have to tell yourself, no, you got to get up in the morning and do it again. Who else will do it for you? Nobody will come. कोई आएगा, जैसे एक वैद्य है, आपका दोस्त है, एक दिन आएगा, दूसरे दिन आएगा, तीसरे दिन आएगा, फिर बोलेगा बहुत हो गया. फिर कौन करेगा? खुद से करना पड़ेगा ना. You have to do it yourself. That's what I do. Every morning I get up with gratitude, thank the universe for giving me this life, and telling myself that you have to make it the best this day. Today is going to be your best day.
This is actually very, very profound, and I think the way you're saying that अगर adversities अंदर आई हैं, तो the power is also inside. And
there's no stopping you. I never feel. I manage my house, I manage my jobs, I manage the child, I manage my kitchen, I manage my finances, I manage my health.
Yes.
But it is no humongous task.
But you're managing it so well, everything so well. And here I want to touch upon, because as you said that you are a very small piece in the entire universe, and you have that power inside. I think this is, in a way, spirituality speaking within from you, and I think that has a lot of power. And I think वो कैसे उसने आपको support किया, और कैसे वो जिंदगी में, और कैसे this is something which a lot of people are missing, and because of that वो inner strength कहीं ना कहीं नहीं आ पाती शायद. तो आप वो थोड़ा सा उसके बारे में बताएंगे तो I think it will be helpful.
So Vaidya, that time I was in Delhi public school. Again, good fortune prevailed. Yes. I was that time in a very low state of my life. Lots of things happening, and I became a very, very angry person. And Mrs. Raheja used to be there. Everybody would remember Raheja Ma'am. She was she's a very spiritual, pious and clear-hearted woman. So she saw that in, not that I showed it to my students, but maybe speaking to her, she just saw it. And she told me about this practice which she was doing, Buddhism. And I stuck to it like glue. And it was that maybe my life was looking for that one direction, which I found through her. Still, I so many times, send her gratitude messages. Through Buddhism or through the spirit, it is not only Buddhism.
Right.
After that, because I was undergoing this thing in my life, I thought that I have to look beyond all this. There's so much beauty around.
Yes.
You can't be only confined to that poison inside you.
Right.
So this gave me a direction again, that there's so much to do. Finding yourself, looking at the good on everything around. Even if situations were bad, finding the positivity in that.
Right.
So that is little by little what I learned, and I really imbibe it every day.
So ma'am, I think there are a lot of takeaways for all of us from you. I think one of these takeaways that is in inner self, if we try to find ourselves to any spiritual practice, it can be anything, and we see our own energy, I think then we can overcome any adversity which can come in our life.
Yes.
And I think what you have come through and what you have made so much beauty, not only your life beautiful, but life of so many more people beautiful. Ma'am, I think I remember in school, we were in class and we were, उस टाइम बहुत कम अवेयरनेस थी, बहुत कम बातें होती थी, बहुत ऑर्थोडॉक्स थे, हमारे पेरेंट्स भी कभी हमसे बात नहीं करते थे. एंड इन माई लाइफ आई कैन टेल यू गाइस, एंड आई डोंट नो बाकी सबके साथ एक्सपीरियंस था कि नहीं था, पहली सेक्स एजुकेशन के बारे में बात की थी हमारे क्लास में. मृदुल मैम ने थोड़ा बताया था, बट दैट वाज सो आई ओपनर कि नहीं यार, ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब इट इज़ नॉट सम टैबू कि जिससे बारे में बात नहीं कर सकते. अब तो फिर भी काफ़ी इन्फॉर्मेशन है, बट आई थिंक दैट वाज द फर्स्ट टाइम. तो आई थिंक यू लिव्ड अ लाइफ विच इज़ बोल्ड ऑल्सो, एंड ऑल्सो यू कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है कि आपने कहीं वो ऑर्थोडॉक्स सिस्टम को चैलेंज तो किया है, और आई थिंक यू आर वेरी यू आर अहेड ऑफ द टाइम दैट टाइम.
Maybe. And I must tell you that story. I still remember. There was a bio teacher. She had just joined. And we were sitting in the principal's office. She came there and she started crying. She said, they're asking me these sort of questions. And so I told ma'am, I said, ma'am, may I go? I was very young.
Okay, yes.
And very, very stupid also maybe. I shouldn't have done. Another subject teacher, aap kyun aise bol rahe ho? I said, ma'am, can I go with her and clarify the doubts? Ma'am said, okay. I went. जो पूछते गए बच्चे में बताता क्या बता, मुझे लगा that this is what is education, no?
Yes.
That is how we have to be with our kids. We have to be like, they don't have to look elsewhere for. तभी तो ये होता है, because there's a barrier between parents and kids, between teachers and kids.
Yes.
That is what, because there's a barrier created by us.
Yes.
So they jump it and then they do all sorts of things. So I always feel that kids ought to know. No? After all, they
And I can tell you, ma'am, it was very helpful.
हाँ.
And you know, because उस टाइम इतनी अवेयरनेस नहीं थी ना, तो उस टाइम नेट से इतने थे कि हम नहीं सब पता.
Yeah.
पेरेंट्स के साथ तो खैर बात ही कोई नहीं करता था.
No.
And you know, that was very helpful. And I think today though we have all sort of awareness and people are educating in the school as well. But that time definitely you were ahead of time, and that really, really helped. You know, whatever happened, and because of whatever it has happened, but I think you took that bold decision. I don't think many people take that plunge. So,
Because Vaidya, I feel that between a student and a teacher, no, since see, I'm an antique piece. आप तो फिर भी ये आजकल के youngsters हो, you have different concepts, you have different ways to deal with adults. जहाँ से हम पढ़े, so there was an invisible wall between the students and us. You could not even stand up. I studied in an all-girls school where we had Irish nuns. You could discuss anything with them. फिर जो आपने सोचना, आप मन में वही सोच के पूरी लाइफ रहोगे.
people.
So I thought that we have to go beyond all that.
Yeah. So I think this is one of the examples, but I think आपने बहुत सारी ऐसी, कई बार मुझे याद है कि आप साइंस तो पढ़ाते थे, केमिस्ट्री पढ़ाते थे, बट आई थिंक पीपल यूज टू, एंड आपके काफ़ी रिलेट कर पाते होंगे, बच्चे आपसे कुछ अपने इश्यूज भी कई बार आपसे डिस्कस करते थे पर्सनली, गेव दैट कंफर्ट. कहीं ना कहीं आपने वो एक, शुरू में आप बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रिक्ट लगते थे, पर धीरे धीरे मतलब यू ओपन अप विद स्टूडेंट्स, और कहीं ना कहीं आपने वो बहुत अच्छी एक बैलेंस बना के रखा था कि व्हेन यू वांट टू कम for a personal problem also, तो people used to discuss, and कहीं ना कहीं आपसे एक बहुत strong personal bond भी बन गया था सब, because parents के साथ, yesterday you know I came to her and she talked to my mother after a long time, she had that bond with her. तो वो ऐसा भी होता था, मतलब does it happen कि लोग बच्चे आपके पास personal problems लेके आते थे? और
हाँ, बहुत सारी, not only related to academics but other problems also. They were very very close to me, and my lab was that hub where if I'm sitting there free, they would come and start discussing. And I feel that connect that I made with the students, that has helped me also to grow as an individual. You know, when you're giving guidance to somebody,
right,
आप खुद भी तो अपनी life में वो reaffirm कर रहे होते हो ना. That has made me grow, and that connect that I made with my students is becoming stronger and stronger by the years.
And yesterday you told me कि काफ़ी स्टूडेंट ऐसे हैं जो आज भी आपको पर्सनल हेल्प के लिए कभी ना कभी तो फ़ोन कर लेते हैं. मुझे नहीं पता था, मैं अब आपको क्या करूँगा.
हाँ, बहुत सारे वैद्या. And I feel indebted that you know they're looking towards me to help them in some way or the other.
बट आपको लगता नहीं कि इतने लोग पूछ रहे हैं कहाँ इतना टाइम, मतलब सबको टाइम दो, ये करो, ऐसा लगता है?
पता है क्या होता है वैद्या, कभी कभी जैसे कोई दोस्त फ़ोन कर रहे हैं ना फजूल में, उनका कभी आप फ़ोन रिजेक्ट भी कर देते हो, आई डोंट हैव टाइम, पूरा दिन तो आई एम बिजी. But these kind of kids who now they're grown up, if they call for some reason, I always make it a point. I don't know what's happening in somebody's life and why has he called me. I have to be there for them. I feel like that.
And that is, ma'am, I think that's how we remember you as a very, very special teacher. And that is something which talks about the passion you have. It's not about job, it's not about teaching. I think you never took your teaching as a job. And that's how, you know, this is one of the example. And one of the other example I want to tell you is कि कोई अपनी पैशन में कितना इन्वॉल्व हो सकता है. Because पहले हमारा स्कूल जो था मेरे सामने ही वो हुआ था. We were I think second or third batch of +2, पहले 10th तक था. And then, you know, she was teaching till 10th. And then it graduated to +1, +2. तो उस टाइम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और वो सब नहीं थे. तो आई थिंक यू टोल्ड मी अ लिटिल अबाउट दैट, बट हाउ, यू नो, एंड यू वर सो पैशनेट कि नहीं अभी करना है इसको. उसके बारे में थोड़ा आपने बताया था. आई थिंक एवरीवन शुड नो कि कितना वो पैशन, वो जॉब नहीं थी. एंड इन आवर जॉब समटाइम्स वी फील कि यार ये तो अच्छा नहीं हो रहा, मैं क्यों करूँ ये काम, ये तो मेरा नहीं है. और जॉब में ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं यार ये तो टीचर बोल रही है, उसकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, पैसे तो उस पर जाएंगे. तो मतलब दोज थिंग्स एंड हाउ यू टुक दैट एंड यू नो हाउ इट हैपेंड, वो थोड़ा सा एक बार बताइए. आई थिंक दैट विल बी अ लॉट ऑफ इंस्पिरेशन.
So what happens is when we are also working and we working in the setup, so there are works allotted to everybody. Well, it's allocation and it's this will do this one. अभी तो और भी ज़्यादा हो गया.
Right.
So because it was my first job, probably I was not even exposed to that kind of a thing. And again, there was this trust and belief that ma'am had in me. So she told me that we are going to start with this 11th, 12th and you will be PGT chemistry. पहले तो मैंने, I asked people what is the meaning of PGT. I didn't know only that, you know, she's going to make me then she made me the in charge of that section. And so I went on to schools, I discussed with teachers, I went to visit their labs and then did everything myself. झाड़ू लेके पहले तो lab साफ किया, clean everything and set up everything. Even when I was in there, and you know, I was very possessive about my labs because वो खुद किया हुआ था ना. Everything had been done. The lab attendant is there now, but I used to do everything myself. ये तो मेरा है.
आपने बताया था कल मुझे कि उसमें सब चीज़ें एकदम पीछे पड़ी हुई थी.
हाँ.
आपने एक एक वो टेस्ट ट्यूब और एक एक चीज़ निकाल के खुद से धोई, वो
खुद से धो के then
उनको लगा करके लैब सेंटर किया. That's the passion you create in your job. तो मैम, I think that's the passion you had. So I'm sure ये पैशन हम पे इम्बाइब होता है और हम सब इसको लेते हैं.
हाँ,
दैट इज हाउ विजिबली कहीं ना कहीं वो चीज़ें हम सीखते हैं आपसे. दैट्स व्हाट एज अ स्टूडेंट वी लर्न फ्रॉम टीचर्स
and we learn from each other also.
व्हेन यू वर टीचिंग इन दयानंद. सो आई थिंक यू स्पेंड सम 22 years देयर. फिर उसके बाद आपने एकदम से you know you changed to a school which is a boarding school. I mean, the structure is very different and that was a risk you took in a way. But and then all of a sudden after 10 years there, now you got into a very different field because adventure sports at your age, although you look very young and you are young, but still I think age is age. you took up that, and you know that calls for a lot of traveling, a lot of taking so many people together, and adventure sports mean ऐसा नहीं कि आप सिर्फ कंप्यूटर में कर लो, you have to move along with them. तो ये इतने टफ डिसीजन आप कैसे ले लेते हैं, मतलब कैसे out this all things happen?
Whether we've been adventurous right since the childhood. Every week we used to go hiking and picnicking, and वो हमारा काम था. Then Papa was in the police, wherever. मतलब we've been like this. Yes, you're right, that age is picking up. So there might be, maybe in far future when,
Does not look like
when I'm not able to do all these things. अभी तो हो जाता है, and I'm proud to say that. कभी कभी तो there are half your age people who are not able to do that trek, और अब जल्दी जल्दी कर लेते
और
हैं.
उसमें मुझे पता चला कि आप बच्चों में भी सबसे आगे रहते हो.
हाँ, बच्चों में भी सबसे आगे.
तो और मैं आपको सही बता रहा हूँ, मतलब हमारी एज के आपके जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं या उसके आसपास के, बहुत से ऐसे बच्चे हैं जो कि मतलब फिजिकली उतने भी फिट नहीं हैं कि जो थोड़ा बहुत मतलब 4-5 किलोमीटर की भी वॉक कर लें, और आप माउंटेन चढ़ जाते हो. तो आप कुछ ऐसा बताना चाहेंगे अपने स्टूडेंट्स को इसके बारे में, फिटनेस के बारे में?
Really, see, I think like some people say, your body is a temple, and so it is not a temple to be made up and from outside. You have to be very, very healthy. Health is number one. Health is gone, everything is gone. ये तो बड़ी बचपन की चीजें सुनिए, health is wealth and all those things.
तो सबने
What does it mean? Yeah, have to be healthy. You have to keep yourself fit. Every single day you have to spend some time to maintain your health. This is very important for youngsters.
अभी भी आपका शेड्यूल ऐसा नहीं है कि बहुत ईजी है. आई थिंक यू मूव फॉर योर फर्स्ट क्लास एट 7:30 and I think till evening you have your class.
Yeah, sometimes I have a class even at 6 in the morning.
6 also.
हाँ.
And you're taking care of your household also. Plus, I mean, daughter का भी जो भी होता है थोड़ा. And so many stuff happening. उसमें fitness में कैसे time निकालते हैं आप इसमें?
Time management can be good. You have to do. See, lunch, dinner, breakfast हम कभी skip नहीं करेंगे ना. वैद्य करता है because he's doing intermittent fasting. But we don't skip because we feel, without that we can't. But so when you put this also in your regime that, without this I can't do. फिर वो अपने आप से हो जाएगा. You'll keep slots for it. कि यहाँ करना है, इधर करना है, इधर करना है.
आप कितना dedicate करते हो? करने कितना टाइम dedicate करते हो?
45 minutes तो पक्का करता हूँ.
Minimum.
हाँ.
And
45 minutes.
when you go for trekking, it goes for that.
Yeah. Then तो of course it's high altitude treks and all. तो फिर बहुत time पूरा दिन ही करते रहते हैं.
Superb. And I think you have a family also like that, because your father, as you told, he was in army.
He was in the police.
He was in the police. And I think if I remember correctly, I faintly remember, your sister also was one of the first cadets to...
Yeah, she is the first.
She's the first. She's the very first.
WSES 1.
Oh.
So she is actually the pioneer to start women in the army.
Oh.
She's the one who wrote to the army chief that why don't we have women in the army.
She went herself.
Yeah, you must read her book. It's Marching On. Sure. You must Google Major Priya Jhingan.
Some Major Priya Jhingan. Okay, I will definitely.
She's the one who actually took that initiative. She had it in her that I want to join the army, but there's no women in the army, only in the medical corridors. So then the army chief wrote back that we are starting now, we've taken this into consideration, so you apply. So she's the first cadet.
She has done so much for the country, I must say, and especially the females of the country, I think.
And now that time it was a short service commission. Now it's permanent for women also. Now ND is also started.
Wow, that's really amazing. I think I must meet her.
Yeah, you must meet her.
That's sweet. So your entire family is inspiration?
I think a manufacturing defect.
I hope and I wish this defect happens in every family. So that's really awesome. That's awesome. And ये एडवेंचर स्पोर्ट्स में आपको कभी ऐसा नहीं लगता कि मतलब अब कई बार होता है ना, हम सोचते हैं यार ये जैसे हमें तो भी लगता है, कई बार हम जा रहे होते हैं तो बोलते हैं नहीं ऐसा मत करो, पेरेंट्स ही बोल देते हैं कि ऐसा मत करो, तुम्हारी एज होगी, ऐसा ना हो घुटने वुटने बैठ जाए तुम्हारे, कुछ ऐसा हो जाए, मतलब ऐसा कुछ बोलते हैं? ऐसा
कभी नहीं सोचना वैद्य. Age is just like they say, it's a common phrase that age is just a number. Never ever put it in your head that I'm aging, or this is it. Yeah, of course you have to take precautions. अब ये नहीं कि you start jumping cliffs and all, but till your body is fit, age does not hamper anything. At least it doesn't hamper your spirit.
It does. And for you, I think nothing happens, just spirit. एक चीज़ और बताऊंगा मैं आपको. Yesterday we had a small get together of students of our class in Chandigarh. तो मैम को मैंने फ़ोटो भेजा, तो मैम रिमेंबर्स ईच एंड एवरी स्टूडेंट. और आपने पता नहीं कितने स्टूडेंट्स को आपने पढ़ाया होगा. दयानंद में आई थिंक यू वर 22 ईयर्स, तो 22 साल में कितनी क्लासेस के कितने बैचेस, प्लस 10 साल स्नार में कितने बैचेस. तो इतने सारे स्टूडेंट्स आपको मतलब याद रहते हैं सब?
नहीं रहते. स्टूडेंट्स में भी ऐसे होता है, सम पीपल हु हैव अ वेरी लो प्रोफाइल आपको नहीं याद रहते. सो मेनी टाइम्स सम पीपल कॉल अप, सेंड मैसेजेस, so you don't remember so many.
So you are remembering?
There are somebody ना वो याद रहते हैं, जो sparks होती है.
आपको कैसे स्कूल में, मैं चलो ये थोड़ा पर्सनल क्वेश्चन पूछना मुझे, मैं कल भी नहीं पूछा था, बट स्कूल में आप क्या सोचते थे संदीप वैद्य मतलब?
संदीप वैद्य was a theater personality in school also, and
बड़ा बोले तो एडमिट सर ये थोड़ा कुछ लाइफ में कुछ थोड़ा
of course मेरे को ऐसा लगता था कि we used to discuss कि ये तो पक्का कोई एक्टर बनेगा या ऐसे सोचते थे, because but of course things change when you grow up, that is within you, so you putting that also into practice ना, वो जो spark, that thing you always putting it.
जो एक अब स्नार में तो चलो अलग बात है, वहाँ पे किसी वक्त होता ही नहीं फ़ोन वोन, बट एक डे स्कॉलर्स में जो पहले बच्चे टाइम फील्ड में बिताते थे या खेलने में बिताते थे, और अभी जो टीवी या डिजिटल मीडियम्स के सामने बिता रहे हैं, डू यू थिंक इट इज़ इम्पैक्टिंग समवेयर इन देयर पर्सनैलिटी ऑल्सो?
ऑफ कोर्स देयर ब्रेन इज बीइंग इम्पैक्टेड, देयर फिजिकल हेल्थ इज बीइंग इम्पैक्टेड.
क्योंकि आपके स्टूडेंट जो थे पहले वो भी पेरेंट्स बन चुके हैं, बिकॉज इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर देम टू नो दैट एज अ पेरेंट you are still teaching to the students, parents, their parents.
But this is, it has become like part of your life. I've seen very, very young toddlers. गोदी में बच्चा बैठा हुआ है, कहीं आप किसी चीज़ की वेट कर रहे हो, कुछ रो रहा है, उसको फ़ोन दे देते हैं, वो ऐसे करता रहता है. So it is us only who brought this into their lives. Now it is us only who want to take it away from their lives. So it's a difficult task for us also.
What do you think is the right thing to do?
See, taking it absolutely away from their lives is also not the right thing. अभी हमने देखा लॉकडाउन में क्या हुआ था. Everything was dependent on that only. So if a child is not able to do it there, he won't be able to progress. So there has to be a clear understanding between the parent and the child. Let's see, this is the time allotted for this gadget. Whatever I project in front of my child is going to follow that. So I have to be so careful about being a parent. When is the toughest job, because you're bringing up a whole new generation in front of you.
All right.
No, when the parent knows that this fellow is clear about everything, he'll confide in you. अगर आप उसके सामने कुछ और हो, किसी आपके उसको पता है ये क्या है, उसके सामने कुछ और, he'll never confide in you. Well, you have to open that path. If you have to enter his life, so you have to enter the two ways have to be open for both of you.
And I think what you're saying is leading by example, because मैंने भी देखा कई बार कि हम खुद सिगरेट पी रहे हैं या शराब पीने, बच्चों को मत पीना, या खुद फोन पे किसी को झूठ बोल रहे हैं कुछ, and then we are teaching him you should not tell lies. So I think that's very confusing also in his mind.
The child it's confused. So he's learned that you can be a dual personality. I also can be. मैं भी सिगरेट बाहर पी सकता हूँ, and I can tell my parents कि हाँ नहीं मैं नहीं पीता. That ways you have to open with them. Yeah, it's okay to smoke. You can smoke in front of the child, but you tell him, see, this is the disadvantage, and it's your life. So decide about your life after you were of a particular age. Then decide whether it suits you or not.
So I think being a parent, I think is a very, very responsible aspect. I think teacher and parents, they too, what I believe and I have seen in my life as well, कि टीचर और पेरेंट्स और आपका फ्रेंड सर्कल, ये तीन जितना इम्पैक्ट आपकी लाइफ में छोड़ देते हैं, उतना शायद कुछ कहीं से भी नहीं आता. बिकॉज इन द अर्लियर एज ऑफ योर लाइफ यू कैरी इट ऑन, फिर कहीं भी चले जाओ. अभी आई एम 45, 46. So I still, the initial 10 years which I spent with my family, 10, 15 years with my family, teachers, friends, I think that still carries a lot of impact in what I am today and what I am still behaving today.
Yeah. Every moment where we learn from each other, not only from our parents, teachers, or we learn from everybody, You will be surprised anything that you're doing during the course of the day. Then somebody or the other that has impacted you to do that.
Right.
है ना?
Right. So मैम ये तो थोड़ी सी बातें हुई स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ के बारे में, लाइफ स्ट्रगल के बारे में, द पैशन इन द वर्क एंड यू नो हाउ वी शुड बी गुड पेरेंट्स एंड गुड टीचर. अब आपकी लाइफ में इतना बड़ा, आपने 20-25 साल, तो आपके शरारती बच्चे भी आए होंगे, अच्छे बच्चे भी आए होंगे. तो ऐसी कुछ शरारतें या ऐसे कुछ ऐसे फ़नी इंस्टेंसेस आपकी लाइफ में कुछ हुए हों जो कि आप अभी भी याद करते हैं, आपको याद रहते हैं कि यार ये क्या, मतलब ऐसा कुछ हुआ, मतलब बहुत ही है
फनी इंस्टेंसेस तो बहुत हुए हैं वैद्या. बट what I want to tell you is because अभी आपने बोल दिया oh you're a very good teacher this and that, but yes because I'm a human being, there have been instances where I have not been fair to the child. I haven't been fair. It could be circumstantial, it could be stupidity in my head, foolishness, anger. There are so many students where I have apologized and I want to apologize that if I hit you or if I spoke a bad word to you where it must have penetrated inside your brain and impacted you negatively, I'm very sorry. Very sorry for that.
It takes courage, ma'am, to say sorry. But I think because I have also been leading teams, so I can relate to this. Sometimes for you, maybe as a part of your job, you're saying something to someone with a good intent maybe, but the way you are saying वो शायद it is not the right way.
Yeah.
But the way you are doing something, maybe it's for all the good intent, पर वो आप कर देते हो जब, तो सामने वाला उसको कितना दिल के अंदर बिठा ले या कैसे उसको ले जाए और उसकी लाइफ में कितना नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट हो जाए शायद नहीं पता होता. तो आई थिंक
उसने जैसे perceive किया, maybe that is different. Maybe you did not intend to do it, but that person took it like that and it must have hurt that person. वो कितनी खराब बात हुई होगी, and maybe that person did not discuss with me or with anybody else, but it would have impacted. So for all those people who have ever felt that something I said or something that I did from my actions or from my words, I'm very, very sorry, extremely sorry, and please forgive me.
that I think that's a big lesson for all of us, ma'am. I think all the leaders who are there leading teams, all the parents, all the teachers, you know, it takes courage first of all to say sorry. I think that's a very profound thing. But secondly, whenever you are acting, I think what you are saying, how you are saying, we should be a little cautious about
always.
I don't want to get into that, but still I just want to touch upon that क्योंकि मैम से मेरी कल बहुत डिस्कस हुआ था. सो देयर वर स्टूडेंट्स जिन्होंने वो बात को इतना दिल में पकड़ के रखा इतनी लेट तक, और कहीं ना कहीं वो चीज़ उनको अपने एक शेल में ले गई और वो बहुत लेट पता चला. बट एंड देयर आर, आई थिंक इन ऑल आवर टीम्स ऐसे लोग होते हैं. तो आई एम श्योर दैट इफ समवन इज वाचिंग दिस they will take care of it.
Yeah.
I know.
They can always reach back to me and tell me, man, that day you said this to me, and so I'll sort that out.
और ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम कई बार नहीं पता चलता, बट बाद में मैंने भी रियलाइज़ किया है कि जो चीज़ शायद प्यार से किसी को बोलने में सिनर्जी क्रिएट करके और एक रेपो क्रिएट करके किसी से करवाई जा सकती है, वो किसी पर डंडा मार के शायद.
But that also we learn with time, ना, with experience. छोटे होते तो नहीं ना आता ये सब. मैच्योर होके आता है ना कि I did that wrong.
बट आई एम श्योर जो इसको सुन रहे हैं वो अपने आप गलती करके ही सीखना कोई जरूरी नहीं है ना, औरों की गलतियों से भी सीख सकते हैं. आई थिंक एंड स्पेशली इफ अ पर्सन ऑफ योर स्टेचर इज सेइंग दिस, आई थिंक that's a lot of value.
Everybody is a human being, whether it's no stature or no low or high, and not like this. Everybody is human.
So coming back to the same question, आपने वो फनी इंस्टेंस नहीं बताया, आप थोड़ा सा
फनी इंस्टेंस मुझे ऐसा कुछ एग्जैक्टली याद नहीं आएगा, फनी सोचना पड़ेगा.
देखो अच्छा मैं आपसे पूछता हूँ, चलो अब जो स्टूडेंट होते थे ना, अभी सॉरी फॉर दिस, आई एम सॉरी फॉर दैट, बट स्टूडेंट थोड़ी सी बिचिंग तो करते हैं टीचर्स से.
ठीक है, वो नाम भी रखते हैं, सब कुछ करते
कुछ थोड़े बहुत करते हैं. तो वो अब पता नहीं आज करते होंगे नहीं करते होंगे, थोड़े बहुत हम भी करते थे उस टाइम. तो टीचर्स भी थोड़ा बहुत स्टूडेंट्स के बारे में थोड़ा कुछ बात करते हैं ऐसे.
तो ऐसे तो बात नहीं करती, बट देखो assessment meetings होती हैं when you're discussing with the principal, you're discussing in the staff room sometimes, because what is your world? Your world is only students. And with the teachers you'll discuss ना, कभी notebook check करते हुए आप ऐसे बोलेंगे, अरे ये देखो इसने क्या लिखा है, फिर सवाल सेंगे, फिर बोलेंगे, फिर उसके बारे में कुछ बोलेंगे. But sometimes later on in life I thought that this was not a very good thing. You know, we should, after all, that is my student. Why should I be discussing with everybody and making him a point target of laughing or...
So when after 30 years of teaching, you get into prep turf, in which is also, I think, what you told me is about students, but it's very, very different. तो उसमें what do you do? How do you? उसमें क्या करते?
So my brother-in-law, Colonel Manoj Malhotra, he served in the Indian Army. So he started this adventure company. He was very passionate about adventure and, you know, giving it back to society. He started this company, and after around 8 years into it, he'd done the whole groundwork. He told us, me and my sister, you also join, because I need you now. I have to take trainers from outside, and so you will be, you know, an asset to the company. You should join. So then I thought, and I said, yeah, there is so much more to be other than only teaching. Teaching, तो चलो होती जाए. Teacher for life. No, you can, whenever you want, you can start it. But this thing that I wanted to go for treks and rafting and skiing, and so then we joined. So I must tell you, after 40 years, 42 के बाद मैंने ये सब सीखा.
You learned after 42?
Skiing I learned.
Wow.
Rafting.
Wow.
And trekking and all तो चलो करते ही थे पहले.
But उतना professionally नहीं करते.
Yeah. Bungee jumping and all these things I did after that.
So age is only a number for you.
हाँ. So I never thought कि I won't be able to do it. I won't be able to.
अब आपने सीखा और सिखा भी रहे हो मतलब ये आप.
हाँ.
Wow.
But not skiing तो मैंने करा है अपना course, but of course bungee jumping and rafting, I've done rafting, but I can't. Yeah, I can take a team, but not train somebody. I can take a team and be there for them, but not train somebody is different.
And friends, if you are watching, ये कोई आसान चीजें नहीं है जो मैम बोल रही हैं. मतलब all of them are adventure sports.
Very difficult, very difficult.
Adventure sports is adventure sports only. After 40, she has not only done it for herself, but she is doing it for so many kids. And what I know and what I heard from some of my other friends is, वो पीछे छोड़ देते हैं बच्चों को भी, मतलब जब लेते हैं सबसे, she is the fastest one ना मीन्स बट पीछे छोड़ के मिला नहीं, छोड़ के चले जाते हैं, but still she is the fastest one today. So hats off for that. मतलब you are, आप सही बोल रहे हो, मतलब you are a unique, but in a positive.
No unique. Everybody has it in them. But it's just that you have to tap it.
Yeah. Any message for the students who has passed out from you? Anything you want to tell them?
So I want to thank each one of you who has been connected with me for teaching me so many lessons, and now coming back to me with so much love and gratitude, and I really love it. You know, sometimes on Teachers' Day, on my birthday, sometimes I post pictures of my workshop. So many students write such long things. There's this doctor in IGMC, Anurag Sharma, and Dr. Anurag. उसने इस दफ़ा इतना लंबा, इतना बड़ा मैसेज लिखा है, which I thought it must be so difficult for him to remember कि उस टाइम में कैसी क्लासेस होती थी. That it was classes beyond science, and now you're bringing it into picture. So I thought, hats off to them to even admit, acknowledge.
Yeah, but a lot of students do acknowledge. और आपने एक instance भी share किया था, which you can share today also, in terms of, when you went for some hospital and then how so many students are everywhere. Everywhere
that you go, I meet my students. So this is all the universe working, na? I have done.
आपने बताया कि all hospitals है, PGI था, IGMC था, कहीं भी था. Your students were there at very good.
Solan, Simla, Delhi, PGI, everywhere there's the Anand Public School.
तो आप जहाँ भी जाओगे तो आपको कोई ना कोई स्टूडेंट तो So that's the impact she has created over years, and I can tell you her life is an inspiration. And yesterday only she has inspired me for one more thing. And ma'am, उसके बारे में थोड़ा बोलिए. I think for all the students who are listening to it.
Yeah, so we must, Vaidya is going to initiate it because he's going to be in Simla now for the next 3 years. So let's...
5 months.
5 months only?
Yeah.
Acha, 5 months.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so sorry, yeah. So he's going to initiate the formulation of an alumni, the Anand Public School alumni. And so once it's done, let's all register into it. You know, there will be this whole community of connectivity. We can help each other, we can be there for each other. There's so many things that we can do once we're part of that alumnus.
So I'll definitely initiate it. And once I publish this episode, I hope that I request all of you, whosoever watch this, you're from Dayanand, please forward this to as many students as possible. And please also tell them to, register it. When I will publish this, I'll try कि तब तक मेरी principal से बात हो जाए and we reach some stage at least for registration, and we will have a link at least.
And anything I can do for you all, because I owe everything to the Anand Public.
But you will definitely,
anything I can do,
yes,
as in contribute or whatever I can.
All contribution is yours only, ma'am. We will only execute. So we will seek your guidance and ideas definitely. But once it is made, then definitely we will also have all the teachers who've passed out as much as possible in being a part of that. Everybody is not as fit as you, but whosoever can come there. So I think that is it. So ma'am, as we are reaching, I think I've taken more time than I thought I will. But still, last 1 or 2 questions. One thing is, आपके students बहुत अलग-अलग जगहों में हैं, but do you want to share कि कहाँ your students are contributing to the society in some way or the other?
I think students are all over. Now there's no compartmentalizing कि अभी doctors ही हैं, engineers ही हैं. They're doing all sorts of things. NGOs have started with. Then there's some very smarter ones like Smarter with Sandy, who started his own. This is a wonderful contribution that he's done for society, because I started my health insurance after I saw your video. I watch his videos so often, make my family, my child also watch his videos, because they're so informative and they make sense. That's what I would say. So you must watch and take him seriously.
Smarter with Sandy.
Yes, Smarter with Sandy. You must become smarter with Sandy. Like I became a little bit with my finances and a little bit with my health.
But that's very important, because in school, nobody teaches finances, nobody...
Yeah.
And sometimes...
No, even your aapka video tha, emotional intelligence.
Yes.
So that was very good. Nobody teaches that in school.
Yeah, nobody.
I know. So I feel that even all the students who are teachers can even show it once in their class during assembly time or something, that, this is my old colleague.
But I also watch a lot of... Maybe, some people watch my video and they see value. And I also watch a lot of this value-adding stuff. And they are available all over now. And they are available for free. And they add a lot of value. And personally, they have added a lot of value in my life. So I'm sure if I've been able to add value in anybody's life, that is really a privilege. Ma'am, apart from the, the entire journey, maybe, this interview is just a small glimpse of what you're doing, about your personal life. Also, we talked about a little. But do you want to share a little about the work you're doing, if they want to know more about that, if they want to get into that? Kahan se?
So, whether I'm taking these classes in chemistry online, but I'm not doing it as a rat race that I don't have lots of kids. I only help the ones who actually need one-to-one tutoring, where they face a problem going in a group and they're not able to express. So with me, I'm good at my subject, so I can help those kids. I have so many students from all over the world.
Maybe some link where they can reach you?
Yeah.
Sure.
So, on Facebook.
I'll share the links also. In the description, I'll share the link.
Yeah.
So if someone really want to, and I think she is one of the best teachers we have.
At least in chemistry.
In chemistry.
Then I'm also doing lots of teacher training workshops. Whatever I've learned in all these years and experience, I'm sharing with the teachers. So anytime, all the ones who are in this teaching profession, you want to call me to organize a workshop for your teachers on anything, on any topic, that you would want me to come, you can approach me for that also. Then we have our company Pep Turf. If ever you want to go for a trip, you want to take your
So is
school-
PEP?
PEPTURF.
Okay.
You have to choose your turf,
Okay.
whether it's skiing or rafting or anything.
So is there a website for that?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's www.pepturf.com.
Oh. We'll put a link also for that. So now that you've reached a age where you have, a stage where you have, created so much of impact in the society, you have done so much, and now you're living your passion. Anything which you think is pending in your to-do list? कुछ अभी ऐसा है कि जब
बहुत सारा है अभी तो.
है क्या?
हाँ.
क्या बताओ?
I have to learn some musical instrument.
अच्छा.
हाँ.
So students, any of you are in चंडीगढ़, अगर आप कोई भी देख रहे हो और म्यूजिकल इंस्ट्रूमेंट मैम को सीखना है तो देखो, अभी आपकी मैम ने इतनी हेल्प की, मैम की भी हेल्प.
देखो मेरा एक स्टूडेंट है सौरभ, आपका ही क्लासमेट है.
I know.
From him I picked up table tennis.
Table tennis, yes.
So he tutored me to play table tennis.
और क्या मैम टू डू लिस्ट पे?
और बहुत सारी चीजें. I have to do a world trip.
अच्छा वो.
I have to go to Machu Picchu. बहुत सारी चीजें करनी.
और बताओ ना कुछ चीज़ें, हम हो सकता है कोई स्टूडेंट इसमें कुछ ऐड कर पाए, कुछ भी मतलब कोई थोड़ा बहुत सपोर्ट.
Up now it's going to be traveling. Lots of traveling. Though I do a lot of traveling. We take at least 2 trips a year.
Yeah.
I keep slot for that
Right.
with family.
I think you also
Friends.
travel abroad with the students.
I went to NASA.
But you achieve one in NASA.
I went to NASA.
Wow. And what is your vision for the life अभी आगे जा करके?
I have to touch lots of hearts.
You're already touching.
Yeah, I have to touch lots of hearts and bring about that spark in them. You hidden सा spark है ना, वो मुझे touch करके उसको brighten करना. That's my first important thing. Lots of it. जब तक life है, I will work. I will touch as many hearts as I can.
You're already touching, ma'am, and I think you're touching very, very strongly. And I hope this reaches a lot of people, and your life inspires everyone. It inspires a lot. And any dream you have or any vision you have for your daughter Ojas?
I think she has her own dream. She has her own dreams where they have never confined her to think what I want to think for her. She has to think for herself. I've never put a barrier for her for anything. Subjects choose करने अपने आप करो. Job she's done herself. I did not even help her to even write an application. She wanted to change a job. I said do it. She wanted to do 2 jobs together. I said do it. Whatever. Wherever I can be of any help, that's financially or वो भी नहीं लेता है, वो मुझसे ज़्यादा finances नहीं लेता है.
But ये भी
It's been good fortune.
lesson है हम सबके लिए कि how you can only enable your kids, and then you should have that courage. वो बहुत मुश्किल से आता है कि you stand by a side and just support them with whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
नहीं तो मैक्सिमम मैंने ये देखा है और कई बार मुझे अपने लिए भी लगता है कि वी आर ट्राइंग टू टेल द अपने किड्स को कि क्या करना चाहिए, कैसे करना चाहिए.
नहीं कर, उनको अपने आप एक्सप्लोर करने दो. वैद्या सी अब शी इज 23 years old. मैंने कभी भी मन में ये नहीं सोचा कि नाउ आई हैव टू गेट हर मैरिड, और इट इज हर जर्नी. नो whenever there will be, the universe will send a message and it will happen. You have to charter that. Yeah, you have to work hard for everything to create that for yourself. But that is you yourself. No, not me. I don't have to charter a plan for.
शुरू में डालूंगा. So ma'am, as a single mother, I think it was quite early in your life. So उस टाइम क्योंकि हमारा ये समाज ऐसा होता है कि they always push you कि नहीं अभी सेटल हो जाओ इधर. सेटल for them settling is getting married again and do this and do that and वो. आई एम श्योर आपके ऊपर भी वो प्रेशर बहुत सारी जगहों से आया होगा, एंड देन यू हैव अ विजन कि नहीं मुझे ऐसा करना है. तो उसके बीच में कैसे, मतलब वो कैसा रहा, और हाउ डिड यू रियली देन क्रिस्टलाइज योर थॉट्स कि मुझे तो ये करना है?
वैसे प्रेशर तो कभी नहीं था.
अच्छा.
प्रेशर कभी नहीं आया किसी भी तरफ से. नेवर. माय फैमिली इज वेरी लिबरल, बट या सजेशंस होती थी कभी कभी, बट मुझे कभी ऐसी नीड भी नहीं लगी. I felt quite complete without there actually being a man in the house. I had my father, I had my brother, very strong support. My brother-in-law is not very strong support. But I never felt that, oh, there should be a man at home, no, whom I should be married to. And I never felt also. Then I had a mission, wohi wali horse shuttle. If I have to bring up my daughter, she has to have a very comfortable and a very happy life. Not dwindling between here and there, ab ye ho gaya, another man coming. I simplified facts for myself.
But you were very focused about what you want.
हाँ.
इतना sharp focus था कि मतलब आपने कुछ और सोचा.
Yeah, और दिखा नहीं मुझे कुछ.
But ma'am, this is really an inspiration. I'm sorry, I'm touching some parts of your life.
No.
But ये एक्चुअली हम सबके लिए इसलिए ज़रूरी है कि कई बार हम छोटी छोटी चीज़ों को लेकर के ना बहुत ही ज़्यादा उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा उलझ जाते हैं. And sometimes but with such, if you have such sharp focus in life, then really, you know, the aim of the life is bigger than any other.
Yeah, Vaidya, then it does not matter what the society thinks, what others think, what is going to be in the future. Once your clarity of thought, your mission is there, then all these things are very, very minute, meager.
So, ma'am, अभी कल आपसे बात करते करते 2-3 घंटे लग गए थे. आज भी दिल तो कर रहा है कि बात. Today we are talking so many other things also. But I know you have a class to attend and class to take, sorry, not attend. And we all love you so much.
And I love you all so much. Yesterday you had a party without me. उसके लिए तो मैं कभी माफ नहीं किया था.
अरे मैम, आप मतलब सब पूछ रहे थे मुझे, बोले वो मैम को बोला था मैं कि मैम के शेड्यूल्स थे, सब फिट पूरा.
मेरी क्लासेस थी ने, इट्स अ जोक.
कभी मैम के साथ अलग से.
हाँ, पक्का मेरे घर पे.
हाँ, आपके घर पे. And ma'am, on behalf of all the students whom you have taught, and I can tell you the people who are in touch with me, really lot of gratitude, and I think that's not enough, but a lot of gratitude.
Thank you so much.
Whatever we are because of you. Bless.
We are because of each other. We are because of.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Vaidya. Thank you so. Thank you so much.
Thank you, friends.
Thank you, Vaidya. What a beautiful time, है ना? This is like you are touching hearts of people by conversing with them, taking out what is in their life, what is in their heart. है ना?
It may touch someone. कहने के